Hello, Courtney here. You're about to take a power class that's just a little bit over 20 minutes. But in those 20 minutes, you're going to be doing some high lunge twists, pyramid pose, and even go into headstand at the end. So it's going to be really fun. You're going to start standing and you're going to end in child's pose, so it's restorative and you can really recuperate from all that hard work you just did. So I hope you enjoy it and have a wonderful practice. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste. All right, let's begin. Please start at the top of your mat, standing. Begin to feel, for maybe the first time today, the earth beneath your feet. Your middle toe is facing to the very, very front of the room. Your heels are hidden behind it. Your feet are directly below your hips. Press into the earth with all four corners of both of your feet, the big toe mound, the little toe mound, the inside and outside of both of your heels. This causes your arches to lift. Really, really press through all four corners, feeling yourself grounded and rooting into the earth. Lift up your kneecaps, activate your quadriceps, draw your tailbone down, bring some power to your core, shrug your shoulders up, bring your shoulders back, and allow them to slide down your back, which causes your hands to face the front of the room. Open fingertips. Allow your fingers to breathe. Allow your toes to breathe. Lift up all your toes and then see if you can set them down one at a time, taking up as much space as you can. Your chest is high, but your floating ribs are knitted down toward your hips. You're reaching up through the crown of your head. Breathe. We're in Tadasana. This is mountain pose. This is where you can always come to rest throughout our practice. You'll find this shape in nearly every yoga pose that we do. So if you're unsure about your alignment, come back to Tadasana. Bring your hands to heart center and close your eyes. At this time, I'd like to invite you to set an intention for your practice today. It can be a concept. You can dedicate your practice to someone else. You can dedicate your practice to yourself. Perhaps there's a goal that you've been working on. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about change and how you can prepare as much as you want and create as many plans as you ever could, but you still have to go with the flow because it's never ever going to be the way that you think it is. So rather than that being a challenge, allow that to be a source of strength for you. So when you're in poses that maybe used to be your friend and now they're a little bit sticky, that's change. Or maybe you're going someplace you've never gone before. That's also change. It's all good. It all helps you grow. Bow your head to your heart, symbolizing the connection between your head and your heart, and sealing this intention for your practice. On your next inhale, lift your head, flutter your eyes open, and breathe. Begin to feel your breath deepen through your belly, through all sides of your ribs, not just the front. Even feel your chest rise with your deep breaths. And with every exhalation, your belly's coming toward your spine, pushing everything out, all the old breath you possibly can. So take one full body inhale, all the way up to the top, full body exhale. One more full inhalation, feeling the breath go all the way to your toes, come up all the way to the top of your head, and an open mouth exhalation. Very good. One more full inhalation. Send the air to every single corner of your body. Come all the top, sip it a little bit more, and then closed mouth through your nose, exhale. And we begin our pranayama. This is your breath control. See if you can make the beginning of your breath, the inhalation, the same length as your exhalation. Notice the peaks and the valleys of your breath in between. And let this guide you. On your next inhalation, reach your arms out and up, gazing up at your fingertips. And exhale, swan dive all the way down to the floor. Maybe bend your knees if your hamstrings are still tight. Walk out your legs just a little bit. Take your left palm to the floor. Bend your left knee as much as you need. And reach your right hand up to the sky, feeling a stretch in your right hip. Breathe into it. On your next exhale, bring your right hand down. Place it where your left was, right beneath your face. And then inhale your left arm up to the sky, bent right knee. Breathe. Exhale, take both your hands down to the mat again. Take your elbows in either of your hands. Sway left to right, back and forth, allowing your back to decompress after a long night's rest. If this feels really good, you want to go a little bit further, take your fingertips to the back of your skull and just allow your elbows to drop forward. You don't need to pull, just let gravity and the weight of your arms create a little bit more space. It's a fairly intense stretch in the morning, so honor your body. Release your fingertips down to the floor. And inhale, lengthen your spine, reaching the crown of your head to the front of the room. Your fingers can be on the ground or on your shins, but somewhere grounded. Exhale, forward fold. Once more, your head falls last. Inhale, lengthening your spine, create as much space as you can, opening your hips. And exhale, forward fold once more. Plant your hands into the mat, and then step back to a plank position. So you've got one long line of energy going from your heels to your hips to your shoulders. So draw your core in, activating your core, pulling your belly in, but drop your hips just a little bit. So it's like you're tilting your pelvis upward. Drop your heart a little bit. So yeah, just like that. You kind of release between your hands. Reach your fingertips wide. Stay here just a few more breaths. Remember your breath control. And then send your hips up into downward facing dog. Walk out your legs a little bit here. Warm up your hamstrings. Fingertips wide, maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders if you're really tight. Pressing through all corners of your hands and gripping the mat with your fingertips as well. Bend your knees so you can lengthen your spine a little bit more, and you can feel the way your hips open up when you do this. And then begin to straighten your legs again and allow your heels to fall toward the earth. Bringing your chest towards your thighs and keeping your head in line with your biceps. First down dog of the day. Send your heels to the right side of the room. So you've got a big stretch on the left side of your body. Breathe into it. Bring your heels back to the middle. Send them to the other side of the room. Stretch on the right side of your body. Breathe into it. And then come back to center. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze the front of the mat, and then step or float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come up all the way to standing. Gaze up at your fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Reset. This is the place you can always come to anytime in your practice. Breathe. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Gaze up at your fingertips. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, straight spine, fingertips grounded on something. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, and then step back to plank or float back to chaturanga. On your next inhale, shift forward on your toes. Exhale, lower your body all the way down to the mat, one straight line, untuck your toes. And inhale your chest up to cobra, pressing the tops of your toes into the mat. Exhale, bring your forehead back down. Inhale, lift your chest, send your gaze down. Isometrically drag your fingertips along the mat. It's going to help you lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, bring your forehead back down. One more time. Inhale your chest up, open your collarbone, press through the tops of your toenails into your mat. Drag your fingertips alongside your body, send your gaze slightly upward but not too high up so you've got a crick in your neck. And exhale, come back down. Tuck your toes, push your body up into plank, one straight line, and then send your hips to downward facing dog. Nice, breathe. So a lot of times in this class I may be calling out vinyasas, and that's going to be that series of movements. If I'm speaking so quickly or slowly for your breath, follow your own breath. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. All 5 toes are pointing down. You're lifting through the inside of your thigh. You're lifting through the inside of your knee. Breathe. On your next exhale, take your knee to your right elbow. Inhale, send it right back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Curve underneath your body. See if you can even touch your forehead. Inhale, send your leg back up. Exhale, knee to left elbow, curve underneath your body, and then try to lift up really, really high. All right, send your leg right back up to the sky. And then place your foot in between your hands. Very nice. Plant your left hand into the earth so you've got a 90-degree angle with your knee, so it's directly over your ankle. Plant your left hand into the earth, and then peel your right arm up and gaze up at your fingertips. Your lifted leg is still strong, lifting up through the back of your knee. Breathe. As you inhale, you lengthen. As you exhale, you twist a little bit further. All right, so from right here, You're going to find your core power, maybe have your fingertips off the earth just a little bit, and then you're going to inhale all the way up to a twist. Yes. Takes a bit of stability, and then breathe. So you're reaching your fingertips strongly to the front of the room and the back of the room. Gaze out towards your right fingertips. Nice active fingers, everybody. Breathe. Inhale your arms up to center in your high crescent lunge. Deep bend in your right knee. Spiked heel in the back. And exhale, cartwheel your hands to the front of your foot. Send your right foot back to meet your left in a plank position and vinyasa. I will meet you in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you, reaching through the inside of your thigh. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, send it up. Lengthen yourself. Exhale, knee to nose, knee to forehead, curve your spine. Inhale, lengthen and send it back up. Exhale, knee under your body to touch the other elbow and lift it up. See if you can even touch your tricep. And then send it up back behind you. Breathe here. Inhale, exhale, plant your foot between your hands. Adjust your stance if you need to make sure you've got proper alignment. It's going to help you with your joints. Plant your right hand into the mat, and then peel your left arm up to the sky. Gaze up, open your heart. Keep your right heel lifted high. Breathe. All right, so scissor your thighs together so you've got some firm foundation, and then inhale up to a twist. Very nice. Reaching your fingertips to the front of the room, to the back of the room. Gaze at your left fingertips. Inhale, you lengthen your spine. Every exhale, maybe you can twist a little bit further. You can do it. Keep breathing. Inhale your arms both back up to center, high crescent lunge. And on your exhale, cartwheel your hands around the front foot. Send your left foot back to meet your right in a plank position. And vinyasa. Vinyasas are always optional. You can take them knees up or knees down. Breathe. Inhale your right leg up and back behind you. Exhale, plant it between your hands. Pop your left foot in, maybe about 6 inches, and then spin your left heel down at a 45-degree angle, okay? So make sure that you can get your left foot all the way down to the mat. Check out your alignment and see that your heels aren't crossing each other. So it looks like your left heel is behind your right. Yeah, just like that. Just spread it apart just a little bit. So move out your leg a little bit to the left side. Perfect. All right, straighten your right leg. And inhale your chest to the front of the room, the crown of your head to the front of the room, and then when you exhale, fold over this straightened leg. You're going to bring your right hip back, your left hip forward, coming to pyramid pose. So you could even take your hands to your hips or to your low spine, to your sacrum, to see if maybe you could balance something on there. If not, keep dragging your right hip back and your left hip forward. This is going to help you keep your proper alignment. So continue making micro adjustments. Keep pushing through your back foot. Very nice, you guys. Breathe. Now bend your right knee. Pop in your left foot a little bit further. Take your right hand, plant it about 10 inches in front of your right foot. Take your left hand to your left hip. Begin to reach your left elbow up to the sky, and on your next inhale, launch up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you're going to stack your hips on top of each other. You're going to stack your shoulders, reach your elbow all the way to the back wall, and once you've got it there, you've got your shoulders stacked, then inhale your arm up to the sky. Active fingers. The more power you have, the more it's going to help you. Flex your left foot, kick through the back wall. Keep stacking your hips. You can do it. Nice. Breathe. Challenge yourself by sending your gaze upward, maybe a little bit at a time. And on your next exhale, take your left hand down to the earth, but keep your left leg lifted in a standing split. So just like we did in the other, when you inhale, you lengthen. As you exhale, you're going to fold further into that standing leg. Keep your lifted leg lifted up through the inside of your thigh so all your toes are facing down. And if this is going awesome for you, you want a little bit more, then bring your right hand closer to your standing leg and play with your balance. take both your hands back down to the earth if they've moved. On your next inhale, bend both your knees, curving underneath your body. Kick it right back up to your standing splits. Curve your knees right under your body once more. Kick it back up. And this time when you curve under, you're going to come up all the way to standing, keeping your left leg lifted, 90-degree angle in front of you. Reach your arms out and up overhead. Feel grounded through your right leg, and then extend your left leg out in front of you. Beautiful. Exhale, bring your left hand down, and left foot down, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe. Nice. Inhale, reach your arms out and up, gaze up at your fingertips. How else you've been so far today. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, create some space, and exhale, fold forward, cooling. Plant your hands, and then step back to plank or float to chaturanga, and go through your optional vinyasa. Always pinching your shoulder blades onto your back, elbows always close into your body. Always keep your core activated, especially if you're doing upward facing dog. Breathe in your downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, plant it between your hands. Move your right foot in about 6 inches so you can spin it down at a 45-degree angle. Check out your alignment with your heels. Do you have a little bit of space? If not, then just widen your stance left to right a little bit. So move your foot out just a tiny bit to the side. There you go. Lengthen and straighten your left leg. And then you're going to inhale your spine long and exhale, fold over that straightened leg. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward this time so you can have level hips. Take your hands to your sacrum to check it out. So continue pulling back here. Yeah. And if you feel like it's not really working for you, you can shorten your stance just a little bit more. And we can just work on loosening up your hips. Continue to make micro adjustments. Keep pressing through the outer edge of your right foot as much as your front. Breathe. Bend your left knee deeply. Shorten your stance a little bit more by bringing your right foot in, hop it in. Take your left hand down in front of your left foot, maybe 10 to 12 inches, depending on your height. So just try to make it so that when you launch up, you're gonna have a straight line from your wrist to your shoulders. Right hand on your hip. On your next inhale, lunge up to Ardha Chandrasana. Stack your hips on top of each other, opening them to 5th Street. Reach your elbow onto your back, stack your shoulders, and once you've got a firm foundation here, then fly by lifting your right arm up to the sky. Keep stacking. Yeah. Don't forget about your spine. Also, you want to keep reaching the crown of your head to the front of the room and keep kicking your right foot through the back wall. Great. Micro bend in your left leg. Maybe send your gaze somewhere else. On your next exhale, bring your right hand down to the earth, keeping your right leg lifted. But this time, drop your right hip so it's in line with your left. Yeah, just like that. Nice. Just like we were in downward facing dog and tripod dog, keep lifting up. As you inhale, you lengthen your spine. As you exhale, you fold forward a little bit more. Keep a micro bend in your left knee a little bit harder, and it's going to keep you stronger and safer. Maybe challenge to balance on one side. Maybe you want to try it on this side. Maybe it's different. Keep grounding in through your left foot, pressing through all 4 corners of your foot. This is going to help you achieve more lift. Take your fingertips out in front of you again. Bend both your knees, curving your spine. Inhale, send your right leg right back up to the sky. Curve both your knees underneath your body. Inhale, come back up. And now bend your knees, curve your spine, come up all the way to standing. Your right knee stays lifted. Eventually, it's at a 90-degree angle. Reach your arms out and up above you. And once you've got this, inhale your right leg out in front of you, flexed foot, dropped right hip. Breathe. Exhale, right foot down to meet your left, hands at heart center. Reconnect with your intention. Reconnect to your breath. And breathe. Inhale your arms out and up, gaze up at your fingertips. Exhale, swan dive all the way down to the mat. Plant your hands, step back to plank position. Take your right forearm down to the earth. and take your left forearm down to the earth. Keep your core strong. Keep your shoulder blades pinched onto your back. Breathe here. Now tiptoe your feet in closer to your body, coming to dolphin pose. So it's just like downward facing dog, except that you've got your forearms on the earth. Really press through your forearms. It's going to help keep any unwanted weight out of your shoulders. Lift through your arms. Moving your biceps in closer to your ears is going to give you a little bit more stability as well. All right, now bend your knees and send your hips back to child's pose for just a second. And breathe here. Bring your arms alongside your body to relieve your shoulders. Take a few deep breaths here. All right, come back up to a seated position. We're going to go into headstand if that's in your practice. So if you're not ready to start playing with headstand yet, I think you should go ahead and try anyway. But if you really are feeling scared about it, then you can go back into dolphin. But the way to do, if you want to do headstand, and I do encourage everybody to at least try for it, take your hands so you are grasping your elbows, either one of your hands. So this is how far you want your elbows to be far away from each other, because you don't want your shoulders to be splayed out or too far in, okay? So you come forward on your knees, and then you can release your fingertips from your elbows and then just clasp them in front of you just like this. So you're creating this little basket, and you're gonna place the top of your head, the very, 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 very top of the head, where it might feel like you're kind of far back. That's gonna be the top of your head. You're gonna place it right into the mat, cupping your head with your hands. So you're gonna press firmly in through your elbows, through your forearms, through your pinkies, and then send your hips, your toes down, centering your hips up. And then you're going to begin walking in closer and closer. So continue pressing through your forearms, through your pinkies, through your arms. And then eventually begin, once you've got your hips stacked up over your shoulders, begin lifting one knee up into your chest and then the other. Use your core strength. Really press through your back and press through your belly. This is going to help you up. Eventually, you're going to fly. Once you're up, continue breathing, continue the activation. Nice. Want to go for it? All right, when you're ready, bring your knees back in, set your feet down, send your hips back to child's pose. Again, maybe bring your arms alongside your body to relieve your shoulders. Come back to your breath, come back to your intention. It's no easy feat early in the morning, you guys.